Jeff Howard here at FixMyKite.com, and we want to show you how to replace what we call the large Boston valves. Now, most of the manufacturers are starting to switch over to this valve. Reason? Easy to inflate, fast to deflate, and they're fantastic. I tell you, they're just a great thing in the industry and making it a lot easier. Now, what I want to show you is how to replace that. Sometimes you have to put a sticky on, which we have here at Fix My Kite. We have the standard sticky large Boston. But sometimes you got to cut a bigger hole than is needed for this Boston valve to get it replaced on there. So I'm going to show you that procedure. Now, this here is an air rush, and I want to show you the base around here where it's bonded to the bladder. What you're going to want to do is to get this removed correctly is you're going to use a pair of scissors, and you want to trim right up against where that bladder is bonded to that valve. Not all the way out here where this Velcro is, but all the way up here as far as you can get, right up in here where the bladder is bonded to that valve. Now what I've done is I've measured this, and it comes out to be about a 3-inch hole. Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit bigger, but right there. So what I've got here is a bladder blank to show this and make it clearly and easy, showing you how to replace this. So what I've done here is I've cut my 3-inch hole. I've used some tape, and I've taped out the bladder and got this all tensioned out here. You don't want to pull it too tight and stretch it too tight, just enough to keep it good and flat. Now, the tools that you're going to need your talcum powder, paper towel, your alcohol patch, which comes with your valve, which you're going to be cleaning, and you're going to use a paper towel to clean off the residue. Then you have your large patch, alcohol, hair dryer, and I think you're basically ready to go. Just a good clear area here to work with. Now, what you want to do before you do the cleaning is you want to take your talcum powder and you're going to put this in where this 3-inch hole was cut. The reason is this is going to keep the large patch from sticking to the back side of the bladder. Once that's in there, get this spread around a little bit inside of that hole. Now that it's all in there, that'll keep that patch from sticking to the back side. You will take your alcohol, your patch or a pad. We just use pads because we do this so much around here in the shop replacing valves. Clean that area really, really well. Once that area is clean, get your paper towel and clean all of the residue off. And make sure your whole area is good, flat, and clean. Now, what you're going to have here is you're going to have your large patch. And what this does is if you bonded this and we had this patch on this valve, it makes it very difficult to maneuver all of this and get it flat on there. So the process, what you want, is to be able to put on the large patch, get it all stuck down and straight, and then come back with the standard. Now, in messing with tear aid, what you want to do is start peeling this up. Try not to touch it as much as possible, but you have plenty of space here. And fold back the paper. Once you get this folded back, what this does, it allows you to work with the patch a lot easier. I hold it out, center it over the hole, and slowly place this down on the bladder, working any wrinkles out of the tear aid all the way up to the paper. Once you're there, hold the tear aid and work your patch down onto the bladder itself. Once that's on there, that will bond on and you work around it. Now what you've done is you've got the hole down to a standard size to stick on the standard valve. Once that's done, come back with your alcohol pad again, clean off the top of that tear aid. Again with your paper towel, get all the residue off. Now, get you a piece of cardboard like this, cut you a little hole, which is basically the base of the size here. Ours is mashed down right around here. We slide that under. This just makes it a lot easier for you to bond that valve down on there and push down on the back side, but it keeps this area here nice and flat. Just makes it a lot easier to install. Now, peel back your tear aid on your standard valve. And again, this makes a good solid surface to stick such a large valve to and get a really good strength. Center it over your hole, push down, and work around from the center out. Now you can see how clean that goes on and gives you a really good bonding, strong surface area for a really big valve like this. Now come back with your hair dryer and get this all, warm this up. This makes the terrate bond a lot better to the bladder surface depending on what kite it is. These bladders, some of these PUs are a little bit different. Now that we have that bonded and work around it a little bit, terrate always works better as you begin to work it into that, and the bonding material, the adhesive, bonds to it. Now that we have that on there, now you have a really good, ready to go large screw valve. And you can see on the back side I don't have this bonded, and there's non-sticky, and this is a lot thicker material, and this is on there. This is a really good bond in a surface area, and you can see how clean that is on the back side of how this valve is bonded to this and replaced on that kite. Now your talcum's in here and everything is good. If you feel any sticky, shake down some talcum inside of here and separate those two layers if you have any more bonding issues, if the terrate has any sticky on there. But anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at FixMyKite.com showing you how to install the Fix My Kite large Boston valve.